SK Telecom versus GE Tigers, a battle for the top of Korea. There's a Janaban against Gorilla, starting things off from SK Telecom. And of course, with a match win here, SKT would not, take first place away from GE, but, still one of the teams that a lot of people expected to be the top team in Korea this season.
And look at that, Janaban a bit surprising from SKT. Usually a pick, not necessarily a ban these days. Lulu eliminated as well. Of course, Smeb has been playing that champion quite a lot recently. There's the LeBlanc, of course, up against Faker.
Well, the Lulu ban also targets that Juggermaw strategy as well, too, because you really need Lulu for the speed, for the shield that you're going to give Kog'Maw. So kind of ruling out that strategy as well by banning that Lulu. Marin going to take away that Gnar from Smeb. I think you do have to. What picks the GE Tigers get, though? Keep in mind, Lee does have the ability to even play Pantheon as well. Don't think we're going to see Diana Fiddlesticks, though. We're in Korea. This is not China.
Yeah, you have to take the Corki away right here.
Yes.
So far, both teams have a 100% win rate with that Corki, so it's been pretty instrumental in snowballing an edge in the mid-game. Rek'Sai snatched up for Lee.
Yeah. Now, Faker's Ezreal has been extremely good, but it is also a flex pick. We'll see where they decide to send it, but I would imagine it would probably be going to mid lane. Yeah, they will lock that in.
So not too much of a divergence from SKT. Looks like they will be relying on old draft strategies to get them through, at least in the early game. This is...
I don't think we're going to see a Veigar.
Going to be Lee's second game on Rek'Sai. 1-0 so far.
Yeah. Nunu locked in. Okay,
all
well,
right.
Bengi used to be a fairly successful Nunu player back on SK Telecom K. They had some good compositions. Used a lot of Caitlyn, actually, with that. Caitlyn Nami lanes were paired with the fast push and the blood boil.
I'm pretty confident that the Caitlyn's going to be coming in here. Bang already played it in their last set. They're going to be going for mid-game, and it will also bully out that Corki early. So they anticipated the Corki pick. So SKT's draft looking solid. Nunu played substantially in China these days. Tons and tons of Nunu picks over there. I like this particularly for Bengi because he can't, I mean, it sounds offensive to say this, but he can't jump in and die on Nunu.
I think it's totally legitimate to say that,
He's also going to be tankier.
Whoa, and that is Veigar locked in.
Support Veigar.
I'm so glad this is becoming a thing. Veigar support. Wow.
So showing their hand a little bit early there, and with that, it will be a very questionable Xerath pick. So they see the Nunu. So here's the idea, I think, from the GE Tigers. When they see the Ezreal Nunu, they don't want to get a bad lane up against a Caitlyn. So now they're going to have faith in Kuro's ability to play, at least go even against Faker, and say, well, if you want to counter the Xerath pickup, you're going to have to play something else. And then that Nunu is just not going to be as effective with a Ezreal. But if I was SKT, I'd take Azir right here. Of course, that Blood Boil on Azir is pretty darn good.
That's a good point.
In the late game, and has some good synergy, but instead, I will be disappointed.
Well, they're going to go with Lucian, and now Lucian is a bit safer, obviously, than Caitlyn against the support Veigar, but yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I think the Azir would be pretty strong. The Ezreal, much safer against Veigar. Corki. But we'll see. We'll see if Bang can handle Lucian. I think he certainly can. Peekaboo there as well, too, to provide some nice CC. And it looks like Smeb may be taking that Dr. Mundo.
I think the Mundo very strong here because of basically the pure AD coming out of SK Telecom. His ultimate going to do a lot of work if they can get it into the late game. And so the Veigar, we'll see how this does. The Lucian picked up again tonight. A little bit of a surprise to see this much Lucian in this.
Is it as surprising as seeing Bengi and Veigar? Or Nunu and Veigar? Bengi we kind of expected to see today.
Nunu has been played in other regions. This support Veigar is... We've seen it in Korea. Tucson tried it on Incredible Miracle. It was not successful, but if they want to stop a strong mid-game here push from SK Telecom, the Veigar should be able to zone people out with his Event Horizon while they're trying to siege. And they have good wave clear from Kuro and Prey as well. So, I mean, SK Telecom really going to have to drive this home in the mid game. Otherwise, Smeb is going to get absolutely unkillable.
I will say that it's going to be very difficult for Marin to get in on the back line with Gorilla properly positioning that event horizon.
Exactly.
That is one big thing to think about. It could just be a very solid Gnar counter, honestly.
Not to mention that Xerath and Corki are going to be able to answer the poke coming in from Ezreal and Lucian with easier itemization.
Yeah.
Although, to be fair, SK Telecom can pretty much stack MR here, so it's kind of going to be who stacks the right defenses first.
That's right. Well, here we go, guys. SKT versus GE Tigers. All right, here we go. The match that I was extremely excited about. SK Telecom, I'm sure everyone else is too. SK Telecom T1 versus the GE Tigers. And here we go. Support Vagar. I mean, I've been an SKT fan for a long time, I'll admit it, but my bloodthirsty support blood boils at the thought of boils in a good way, at the thought of a support Vagar winning a game.
Does it boil at the thought of Nunu as well?
Not as much.
It's very different, most people.
Yeah.
So they saw the ward going down right there, so GE will skirt the edge of that vision, head into the tri-brush. They invade.
Real looking very swanky on this Vagar as well, too.
I like this Vagar skin. It's
Me too.
pretty funny. Well, they will see everything immediately. So as we get into the late game here, though, I think this game might be a little bit more snowball-y than you would expect.
Certainly could
I
be.
mean, GE is very heavy into the magic damage, SKT very heavy into attack damage. The one big difference is that at least Corki's autos will be doing AD, whereas, I mean, I guess Morgana is going to do some magic damage. Nunu as well with the snowball in his ult, but I think that Prey may be the difference if he can get a lot of auto attacks off if SKT goes heavy into items like Banshee's Veil. But 2 poke compositions, and I am really looking forward to see what Gorilla does with this support Vagar in this game.
Me too, man. I mean, it's a good way to blow up the Morgana as well, too, with that ultimate.
You know, it's not really ideal in this game. If you play support Vagar, you really hope that they have an AP mid laner so that your ult will do a lot of damage.
You're right. It is kind of the anti-comp to run support Vagar into. You're not really going to get the benefit of doing 80% of the opponent's AP with that ultimate.
Yeah, that said, Peekaboo, though, if he does build, he's going to have the Black Shield, but he doesn't want to Black Shield himself.
Yeah, you get a little bit of AP on support Morgana. Once in a while, you see a support Morgana with Zhonya's, but
yeah, you pretty much have to get Zhonya's on support Morgana at some point, and at that point, actually, Gorilla may be able to dish out some pretty good damage. Also, Peekaboo's going to be vulnerable because he's going to be very reliant on the Zhonya's active because that armor not going to help him out very much in terms of mitigating damage from Kuro, Prey, and Smeb.
it really seems like the support Morganas we've seen here in Korea generally don't get to Zhonya's very often. We've seen it once or twice, but it seems like we see pretty standard itemization, standard support general itemization on a lot of Morganas. So we'll see. I think with the Vagar on the other side, I'd be a little extra hesitant to build it. But if it gets to the late game, maybe.
Try and dodge it maybe with your Zhonya's active.
Yeah. Well, the thing, too, is, you know, like you said, this is 2 poke comps. Usually those games don't go super long. You know, one does snowball the other.
I mean, it depends. We saw this very similar situation where we had a double AD poke composition run by CJ and Jinair, opting for the oh, there's Dodoria.
Yeah. There he is. What does the scouters say about his power level? It says Dodo God there. Yeah. Wow.
But we saw a very similar poke composition battle when CJ went up against Jinair, and that game went to 80 minutes. So the thing about poke compositions is the game can stretch out for a really, really long time if both teams play it well.
Can go both ways. Yeah.
And Jinair was able to win that in the end because the double AD poke composition just couldn't do enough in the late game, even though CJ was coming in with like 5 dragons. So they were able to outscale eventually.
Well, I know Usung is win or victory. I'm not sure what the last character was there. Maybe get victory? I don't know. I tried, guys. I'm still studying.
Get victory, just like
Get
get
victory.
prey.
Make a play the prey.
Prey has been so outstanding this season.
He sure has. He's made a lot of plays. Wow. That says, let's eat food.
He doesn't want to eat right now. He just wants to kill.
Yep.
He only wants to eat the hearts of his enemies.
Or eat. He wants people to feed him. That's what is going on here. He wants Kuro to feed him. Well, this is turning out to be a longer pause than I thought. We're just building the suspense.
That's right. A lot of pauses tonight, actually.
Yeah, I wonder if anyone's injured in either booth.
More nosebleed breaks.
Yeah.
Poor Pure having to go back to the gaming house.
I know. Yeah, it's tough.
Sorry, Kane really stepped up in that match, so. Ended up with a win for Najin. And yeah, this is very interesting style from SKT. I really think that this Veigar pick, as long as Gorilla doesn't get caught out, he should be quite successful at using that Event Horizon to stall out the mid-game pushes with the double AD until they can get quite a bit of armor going on. And I'm very curious as to whether we're going to see the 2v2. It does look like GE with his invade is trying to get some deep wards down so they can lane swap, which against the Lucian I think is quite reasonable. I think it's mostly the Lucian pick into the Corki that they want to dodge right here. GE looking in much higher spirits. Bang.
Yeah.
Merely glancing at his fingers.
Yeah, it's great commentators, and there's us. So, and I mean, they should be, right? GE is coming into the 6-0. They have a chance to go 7-0. Even if they lose, they go 6-1. They still come out on top. So they're looking so good. They've only lost one game. They have nothing to worry about with any tiebreakers because their point spread is great.
They're plus
so
11,
why shouldn't they feel great right now?
I mean, you do want to lock this up, obviously,
Yeah.
and now that we're completing the first round robin and really the playoff picture is beginning to develop, they've bought themselves a lot of cushion in terms of how many games they actually have to win going into the second half of the season, because they're getting close to really just locking things up in general, especially with the poor performance overall from teams like Najin and Incredible Miracle,
KT.
Samsung, and KT. There really has been developing a pretty sharp divide between the top and bottom teams in this league. So might as well just get that extra win now.
Yeah, it's true.
More of a relief.
Especially if you get it against SK Telecom. I mean, coming into the season with a win against everybody, that's going to make you feel pretty good. And if you can end your first round with a win against a team that a lot of people would say are the second strongest in Korea right now, overall, maybe one person in particular saying that, I wouldn't be surprised. Feel pretty good. Well, there we go. We're back in the game again. And Gorilla just going to recall some deep wards coming in early on from the GE Tigers.
Yeah, they really want to lane swap this. They
Yeah.
get Prey into the mid game on the Corki, don't futz around and have him lose lane. And really you just want to not make this Veigar too vulnerable because he is a push stopper in this case. And so the lane swap is going to be called. It was pretty obvious because they got the ward down and try early. So SK Telecom is going to get the lane matchup that they want.
Well, Faker with yet another 100% win rate champ. He's pretty much what he does.
Yeah, he was actually only 10-0 on LeBlanc, I was correct earlier.
Only 10-0 professionally.
Only.
Only 10 wins and 0 losses on that champion.
Get it together, Faker. He's 6-0 on Ezreal.
Wow.
So we'll see. Somebody's undefeated streak this season is going to get broken tonight. It's either Faker on Ezreal or Prey on Corki.
Yeah, that is true. It's going to happen right now in this game. And so the lane swap called, and we do get the 2v2 in the top lane. Gorilla and Prey push back, of course, a bit.
Faker not starting actually with a lot of AP right there. It's a bit interesting.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I haven't looked at the masteries that people have been using with this, but a lot of times you still just want to generally go into utility because you want to get a lot more Event Horizons out, right?
Yeah, I'm more interested in what he was doing with his runes in this case, just because only 5 AP, pretty low. Of course, you're not going to get a lot of chance to land things early. Wow,
Right.
Okay, bang, dodging that one. Foss bomb at the last second.
And that's what's going to be getting a little bit dangerous.
You know, not only is this Event Horizon going to be very useful for defending against pushes. But I've talked about this before when Tucson was running it. Support Veigar is something that should be run with poke compositions because you just plop it down right next to their tower and then they can't defend. And you just get turrets for free, basically. So judicious use of that ability can really work well. So GE coming in with a strong composition so far. I really like what we're seeing from them. They've got tons of map presence. They can split push with this Rek'Sai, like we saw Watch doing very effectively earlier on. And SK Telecom, I mean, they've mixed it up a little bit, tried to be a little bit more lane dominant with this Lucian, which we haven't seen Bang playing, and then Bengi switching it up to Nunu. But otherwise, it's pretty standard for SKT. We've seen them run this strategy many times this season.
That's right.
And GE also, Kuro hasn't played Xerath in a while.
Oops, double ward in the brush there. Wanted to make sure they had a lot of vision, I guess.
Got to double down on that vision.
That's right. Now Faker able to keep even with Kuro in CS. And again, we talked about this before the game. All Kuro needs to do is really just CS evenly and survive. And when it comes to the late game, then you can start poking. But for now, the name of the game is just survival.
Yeah. So SK Telecom in a bit of a timing window. We'll see if they can hit it. If not, I fully expect GE to outscale them lately, looking for an angle on the Marin. That's
no
getting close
there
to the Mega Gnar, though. Of course, no ultimate yet.
Well, if Lee's going to go in.
He wants Marin to push a little bit forward so he can come. He's waiting for his E, so he can come through the terrain, more than likely.
Mega Gnar's coming up right now, though. Oh, boy. And Bengi coming down behind him.
Good deep boards.
Yep, here we go. Marin. They're going to try to slow him down. He's going to try to hop away. Will he use that summoner? There's the flash, but it's too late, I think. Can he survive? No, first blood goes to Smeb. Bengi coming in way late. Not able to help out at all.
He was trying to get vision, and he didn't anticipate that Lee would already be there. In fact, that looked safe. Bengi got 2 wards and didn't see Lee on that side of the jungle. It wasn't,
I guess so,
really out of reason to suspect that Lee was in topside.
Yeah.
But in fact, he was already lurking in the brush.
This is what Lee's done all season, too. He's been sneaky, and he's been putting so much ganking pressure on the lanes.
Right there, too. He didn't even have to burn flash to get the knockup. Got in from behind and saved his E until late in that gank, using the Chilling Smite instead.
Well, I was a little bit surprised by how long Marin waited to flash as well, too, because at first it was like, well, he thinks he's dead. He's just not going to try to get away. And then by the time he used it, there was no chance.
Honestly, he knew that the E was up from Rek'Sai, so if he flashed, he would just be burrowed under immediately.
Yeah.
In that situation, actually, I think Marin shouldn't have used flash at all and just died.
That's what I was kind of expecting, so I was kind of surprised to see him use it at the last second. So good to get that kill on the Smeb, too. And Prey getting bursted down. Pickaboo coming in, and Bang able to pick up that kill. So SKT comes right back with a 2v2 for a kill on the AD carry.
Pickaboo landing a very nice bind right there. Prey caught out a little bit out of position, and Gorilla with the Event Horizon on cooldown.
Well, that's the tricky part with support Veigar, is that if something like that happens, if your AD carry gets caught, wow, Gorilla takes some damage, but if your AD carry gets caught, you have no shield, you have no way to keep him safe. Now they're just going to try to punish this Marin, but Bengi is right there. Lee in a lot of trouble, has to use his flash. Marin hopping ahead, can they get the kill? And a flash will help Marin pick that one up. Now Smeb in a bit of trouble. No flash for him either. Whoa, that snowball nearly did the trick. Dodges the building though, and he gets out. So SKT answering back with 2 kills now.
And they're going to clear out the pink ward in lane. So SK Telecom quickly rebounding right there. Good read by Bengi on the attempt to punish Marin in the bottom side. Marin already going for a Vamp Scepter right here. So this is actually hearkening back to the days of Shyvana versus Mundo. And we've seen this, when Shy tried to play this Mundo into the Gnar, it looked like it was going to work until this Blade of the Ruin King build came in.
Yeah.
And this is how you used to, early on in Season 4, punish the Mundo picks, was by playing Blade Shyvana and split pushing until you got tanky. SK Telecom going for this right now.
Whoa.
Pickaboo in the mid lane.
Oh, they caught him, and that's going to be a kill for Pickaboo. Okay, I'll take that. Either way, Faker gets the assist, and that's another nice gank by the support. Pickaboo, of course, the original roaming support.
And
in Korea.
Getting Dragon at the same time.
Wow.
SK Telecom coming out so strong in this one.
No kidding. This is looking like the SKT
in
of
all
old.
3 lanes. This is
Oh,
disastrous.
Bang over the wall. Gets locked up by the Event Horizon. Bang, what are you doing, man? Trying to get some damage onto Gorilla. Pops the culling and not quite able to make it connect. Black Shield comes in. Lee chasing. They get the knock-up on Peekaboo, but now the turnaround from Bang, and Lee in trouble. Prey comes in, though. He gets the kill. And Faker, can he help equalize? Flashes into the Event Horizon. Can he get the kill on Gorilla? No, not quite. And Prey chasing now.
Smeb off the
comes in.
teleport.
Oh, the ult from Kuro, and it's going to be a double for Smeb at the end of that. This game is nuts.
Wow, just constant plays across the map, action everywhere. I mean, we've seen Faker too with his Ezreal right here, using that ult like he always does on the True Shot Barrage, trying to push lanes. When we've seen SK Telecom run this strategy, Faker loves to send the True Shot into the minion waves and other lanes to fast push. They really like to get an early gold advantage and snowball hard. We saw that in the top side when Prey went down. Had it up again for that little skirmish right there.
Well, Bang should not come over the wall like this.
I don't know what he was thinking. Prey responds immediately as well. Gorilla gets out with the use of his flash. Bang with the culling, not quite in the right direction.
Nearly a save there.
Well, look at this too. He teleports in onto this ward right in the mid lane. Here's the TP. Faker's there. Faker has no mana though, even if he does have the red buff. Tries to play aggressively to save Peekaboo, but one cleaver ends Morgana's life. And Faker on the run, safety dance.
Bam.
Not enough. Double kill from Smeb. And that is exactly what you don't want, is this Mundo getting going.
Yeah.
Mundo with 3 kills now.
He's already got a giant spell.
Mundo is the key for GE to win this game. If he gets enough armor, SK Telecom will not be able to kill him.
Yeah. Wow, and I mean, I feel like Bang has been watching too many OQ games recently with the way he went over that Baron pit to just try to get a kill. There were no wards. He just
It's very
decided to
unbang-like
jump in.
too. You
It
almost
is.
never see him doing a play like that.
Yeah, that was bizarre, man. That was really strange. It was like it's like Imp just gave him a cell phone call before the game. He was like, "Hey man, I want you to play crazy like I used to play."
Just go ham,
Yeah.
all ham, all the time.
Pretty much.
All right, well, now that the dust has settled a little bit here, let's evaluate what's going on. So Marin with the Blade build. So now, of course, at first, this may not look too great, but essentially, SK Telecom's strategy is going to be, hey, let's go ahead, split them up. They want to get Lucian and Ezreal together in the mid game for presses, and then have Marin keep pressure onto the side lane so that GE has a very difficult time defending. Wow, this game, there was so much going on right there. I really wish I could go back and take a look at some more of those map movements. It happened so fast that there's a lot there to analyze in terms of which cooldowns were up and how the players were making decisions, but
Well, don't worry
we're all
Monty.
tied up.
If you go to the LOL Esports channel on YouTube, you can do just that later. Event Horizon comes down, Gorilla locked up with the Dark Binding. Lee trying to make a play. He's going to turn on to Bengi now. Damage coming in from Kuro, and Smeb there to help out. That's a kill for Lee. And another catch on SK Telecom. They were trying to get some wards in to maybe set up for that dragon, but they ended up paying for it with Bengi's life.
Well, they really read it well. They already had a lot of wards deep in their own jungle, and it looks like right now GE is trying to punish Bengi's playstyle.
Nice, Smeb. Dark Binding, they catch him. Marin coming in, he's Meganar, and Smeb, even though you've got that ultimate, man, it's not enough. Another kill for Peekaboo. He is getting bloodthirsty.
2-1-2, shutting down the Mundo.
Yeah, would have been a little bit better to get that one on Marin, but oh well. Take what you can get.
Wow.
Man.
Wild. This game.
I was
just
not
back
expecting
and forth.
this. Yeah. I was expecting much safer play out of both of these teams, but I am not complaining. 12 minutes, 10 kills. It's my kind of game.
Jeez. Yeah, and it's encouraging to see Peekaboo working better with Bengi to get those deep wards in, but
Yeah.
I mean, GE playing that punishing style right now. They have the Rek'Sai ultimate. It is so dangerous to ward deep against Rek'Sai because she can instantly get behind you and collapse with the lanes with the help of her ultimate. And so you have to kind of double down in terms of safety, but so many wards already up in that side. And also I think GE expecting a little bit of a dive onto this Mundo before he could really get going. Ran to his omen in 12 minutes.
Well, that's going to make it a little bit difficult in the team fight.
Well, he has the blade. Marin has the Blade of the Ruined King, and Smeb deciding for the Randuins. This is interesting. That means he's going to make a teleport play. If he wanted to try and split push with Marin, he would get a Sunfire Cape. So GE, we may see them more aggressively prioritizing team fights instead of counteracting split push right here. And in fact, for that item to be efficient, they really do have to do that. It's not so optional, at least in the mid game. So they may give up a tower. They may intentionally choose to start giving up towers.
Looks like Bang may be going a Bloodthirster first, kind of feeling the pressure early on. What do you think? Do you think he's just going to go, i.e. just need that Vamp Scepter for sustain, or do you think he's actually going to finish the Bloodthirster?
I hope he doesn't finish. Well,
they do have Faker helping out.
I take that back. The Bloodthirster wouldn't be bad here. He finished his Greaves early as well. Because the thing about when we've seen Bloodthirster first Lucians before, you have to ask yourself, why are they using it? Because it's not a very damage-efficient build on Lucian by any means. But what it does allow you to do is walk up and tank tower hits and proc your passive on the turret. So you can actually burst down towers when there isn't a minion wave there. But it has to be used very specifically, and I feel that it's high risk.
Boy, all right, Smeb popping the ult. Marin is not anywhere close to Meganar. What in the world is he doing? Marin, are you okay, buddy? You just kind of jumped in onto that Mundo with his ult up, and you were half health and no Meganar? I do not know what happened there.
Jeez, this game is so action-packed. True Shot Barrage, jeez. It's just lane to lane, a brawl so far. There's Faker getting tagged, has to blow his cleanse. Comes back onto Kuro with a Q. Gorilla waiting if there's a pursuit. SK Telecom looking at their second dragon here at 14 minutes. But Faker's poked out. He's got no cleanse right now. There's the Void Rush all the way across the map.
He's coming in, and there's the Event Horizon. Doesn't
Smeb TPing as well.
That's right, SKT going for that dragon. They really want it. They get a turret at the same time. Baron getting low, and SKT does get it via the Nunu. There's the culling, pushing people back. Lee over the wall to escape. Kuro manages to pick up a kill on Bengi. Bang on the run. Prey hit by that Event Horizon. No, he goes through the Event Horizon. Peekaboo got him with the Dark Binding, and Prey goes down a double kill for Kuro. And Marin's Meganar does not really matter too much. He can't catch Smeb and Lee. Oh, Lee dodges a Dark Binding.
Where's his
And the building. There's the ult, tries to get him through the wall.
They're still
turns around. I can't believe this fight is still happening. Bang is back. He got some life from somewhere. But Prey gets the kill. What is this? Another double for Kuro. That was basically an ace for all intents and purposes. Bengi's already alive because it's so early in the game, but that was an ace from GE Tigers.
GE Tigers had a beautiful disengage right as the Meganar hit right there to prevent Marin from doing much at all. They're going to get a tower for it. Now they lost the dragon, the second one. We're looking at a very slight lead, and there's a snipe onto Veigar. Faker from base.
From
Ward
downtown.
right there. Okay, well, there are 18 kills in 16 minutes in this game.
Yay. I like it. I like it a lot. My voice is not going to like it tomorrow, but I like it right now. I don't care. Bengi's going to push this lane back a little bit. Let's watch this insane fight again.
So Lee comes in with the E, gets Darkbound immediately. Smeb tries to get into the pit to disrupt. He actually bottles many people in there. Bengi finds himself a sitting duck. Look at how Kuro saved the Xerath ult till he started channeling the Absolute Zero. Prey gets hit again with a stun. Second Dark Binding, Valk's out in the nick of time. Look at the timing on the disengage. They were keeping an eye on Nara's Rage that entire time. Lee dodges two skill shots, knocks Peekaboo up, and then Prey, Bang flashes forward.
Oh, he missed.
And then missed. Prey with some great positioning, dodges the skill shot. Kuro's still at nearly full health, even if he is low on mana. And Smeb, that AoE and the Cleaver's Landing will be the doom of Peekaboo. And, geez, this game.
And it's not just the brawling, it's that it's like the most highest level team fighting we've seen. It's beautiful stuff.
Yeah, and the important thing to note here is there's just been so back and forth. Anytime somebody makes a play, there's another playmaker from the opposite team on the opposite side of the map finding a kill as well. So the cross-map play from both teams has been stellar, and we're with a very even game. Yes, GE had a big win in that last fight, but there's two dragons for SK Telecom, so you have to keep that in mind as well.
Yep.
Of course, I have to say that a lead for GE right here spells very good things, especially since Smeb is getting so far ahead on this Mundo pickup, and all he needs is armor. He's going to go for that Sunfire Cape next, so he has that split pushing capability. And SKT's time, their window, their power spike is running out here.
Yeah, it is. That Mundo is getting near unkillable. The Wolf just kind of chilling out. He has no idea what's been going on.
Howling for joy.
That's right, howling that he's happy the fights are happening everywhere else.
No one's killing him this game.
That's right. Well, you spoke too soon. Sorry, Wolf. Double head Wolf. All right, well, Gorilla 0-1-7 too. He is certainly making those event horizons do work for the GE Tigers in these team fights. It does create such a huge zone for people to work around, and it is legitimately giving Kuro so much time to just pile in the long distance damage. Again, remember at the end of that team fight, Kuro had really not taken any hits.
Yeah, well, Bengi, I think this Nunu pick, it was such a good read from Kuro to wait until the absolute zero started. So Bengi had a choice, which was cancel his ult, thereby canceling his zone, or eat a full Xerath ultimate. And he doesn't have any MR right now. There's Faker coming in with the True Shot Barrage. Not really going to do much. Takes out a single caster minion.
Yeah.
Faker playing back right now. And Smeb just farming his Mundo hard out. Looks like this will be a tower in favor of SK Telecom, however.
And GE Tigers, like you said, that cross-map play. Towers traded.
All right, so it is going to be Bloodthirster Static Shiv from Lucian. This build has to get an advantage in the mid game. You must take towers with it, otherwise it will fall off extremely hard down the stretch.
Yeah.
Especially with how tanky this Mundo already is. I mean, it's do or die time for SK Telecom. They have to get more towers now.
Yeah, that mid game you're talking about, it has just started. We are in it, and Dragon up in about a minute to a third Dragon would help SK Telecom out, but they need to translate that, like you said, into objectives, into towers. Marin coming in onto Lee doing this red buff. Can he possibly steal it? No, Lee getting that one easily.
Yeah, pulled the smite right there, Marin.
Yep.
Not finding much of anything, and Marin is not equipped to team fight at the moment. He has to keep split pushing. He has no tankiness.
Yeah, Blade of the Rune King, that's about it.
And there's a Warmogs from Smeb as well.
Oh, wow.
Nice split on Faker's ultimate.
He is getting these items so fast. I can't remember the last time I saw Mundo with 2 items like this at 20 minutes in the game.
Well, that's what happens when you contribute to 8 kills. Have half your team's kills already. Smeb is an absolute monster. And with this happening, I don't know if SK Telecom can win without a pretty major mistake from GE. If GE plays the patient poke game right here, they should be able just to weather the storm and outlast just with Smeb tanking all the skill shots right to his face.
SKT's the type of team that...
Look at that, it's not even doing damage to him anymore. That's a very bad sign.
He's got a lot of health.
And with that,
Dragon is up.
Since they can't do damage to Smeb, the vision goes over to GE. The Mundo being big now is an absolutely huge turning point in this game.
SKT needs to win this fight right now. Marin trying to build up that bar to get the net.
Marin should not be
He's got to do something. Oh, huge event horizon. It's 2 people. Sets up an ultimate for Kuro. He manages to help Gorilla pick up a kill there. Everybody's on to Faker. Push back into the red pit. Meanwhile, Peekaboo managed to grab a kill, but Marin over the wall. For 1 onto Kuro, they finally take him out. It's 2 for 3 in favor of the GE Tigers. Faker's still alive. Can he make something happen here at Dragon? This would be a Herculean play. This would be a things Faker does moment if he and Marin can do something about this Dragon, but that's only Mini-Gnar. That's only Blade the Rune King, and Faker, can he get it? No True Shot Barrage, and that Dragon will go to the GE Tigers.
Yeah, this Gnar just isn't going to be able to do much in these team fights besides provide a little CC. He's actually really lucky he didn't go down right there. He did find a nice angle onto Kuro, who was slammed up against the top river wall. Marin still trying to do something. Gorilla's just going to quickly stun him. And Lee doesn't have a smite, so he may have to let this one go. He's coming back around. Prey's here.
All right, well,
Marin, no, Prey got it.
Yep, that's right. And Marin trapped in that event horizon. Now Spreb coming with the follow-up. True Shot Barrage comes through, but it's only for moral support. Marin trying to escape, but he can't. Another kill for Prey. SKT thought about Baron for the moment, but Lee's ultimate scared them away. This game is insane.
Yeah.
One of the most fast-paced games of League of Legends I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, this is not looking like your typical Korean game, that's for sure. A lot more action. Thought I was casting the LPL there for a moment.
No kidding.
Lots of fighting early on, but it's been...
We don't have Australian accents, though, so...
Not yet.
We'll work on that.
That's next in our casting career.
It's true. We've got a week off.
Doa and Monty go Australian.
Get some coaching. All right. Well, Bengi getting poked out pretty hard by Kuro. Kuro already has his death cap done too. This game has just been accelerated to such an insane degree.
The amount of gold already in players' pockets is pretty ridiculous. More than 1 kill a minute so far.
Yes, indeed.
And in spite of that, look at Faker. I mean, we have 24 kills in this game, and he still has 236 CS at 23 minutes. So he's hardly skipped a beat right here.
How does that happen? how does someone do that exactly? Keep up with that 10 CS a minute and be participating in team fights like all over the map. That is pretty amazing stuff. It's going to be Phantom Dancer second for Bang. Looks like. Going to be getting more crit, a little bit more speed, attack, and movement.
And here we go. Kuro with the defense right there. Faker trying to chip away. Here we go. This is what they need to do.
Yeah, they need to take out these turrets. And Faker, safety dance, and he stays safe, but barely. Meanwhile, a turret does go down.
Okay, well,
in favor of GE Tigers.
SKT is pretty screwed right now. They lost all their outers first. That's not where you want to be at this point in time with this composition.
Yeah.
If we compare this to the similar game that we saw between CJ and Jinair, CJ had a lead with their double AD. They had Jace in the mid lane in that game. And it really should be GE fighting from behind like we saw Jinair do when they had Xerath in the middle against double AD. But that's not what we're seeing. Tower advantage over to GE. It's only 1-2 dragons, and they have a 4K gold lead. It's extremely dangerous for SK Telecom to walk too far out right now of their base and overextend. Considering Smeb has teleport up, there's a Rek'Sai on the other team where if GE manages to get a tunnel into your jungle, can get behind you in a heartbeat. And also Gorilla just able to cage you in very far away from your towers, where it will be impossible to escape the burst. And now GE just going to start baiting the Baron, it looks like.
Yep, why not? Again, it feels early for all of this to happen. It's only 25 minutes in, but again, this game has been so fast that we're at that stage already. And for a team comp for SKT that needed to do well in the mid game, they really didn't get much of a mid game to do well in.
Right, and I love the decision making from GE here too, because normally you wouldn't try to be ganking Mundo lanes early on, but Marin with that overextension, and to be fair to Marin, again, those deep wards were in from Bengi. It was very unlikely that Rek'Sai was there, so he did play a little aggressively, and 9 times out of 10, that's going to be a safe play. It just happened to be that the junglers barely passed each other.
Well, Smeb even getting that 1v1 against Marin in the top lane, I have no idea what happened there, but...
Well, but at the same time, Bang killing Prey. So there were plays from
true.
SKT, but Lee's early pathing and focusing on ganking in the bottom lane to get this window rolling is exactly what their strategy needed. A GE very adept at identifying their win conditions and pulling it off. And now Smeb has a Thornmail. So what are you going to do, SKT?
Not much. Not much. You switch to AP Ezreal now.
That's actually maybe not even a terrible idea, Joe. Jokes aside.
Well, to be honest, I mean, I don't really know how else Faker's going to do damage. You could take like half of Kuro's health off, too, if you had some decent AP on that Ezreal. True Shot Barrage will do that. So
now, I mean, SKT, ball is in their court. They have to be the ones to make the play right now because the GE is just going to sit here and farm forever if they let them. They have control over the mid lane. Therefore, they have a dragon advantage every time it comes up, and with 30 seconds left.
Yeah, it will be up in 30 seconds.
Oh my, Marin is not even doing anything to Smeb. Look at this trade. Look, Smeb was just killing that ward. Finally gets him down to about 50% HP.
Yeah. This is Blade of the Ruined King Gnar too. He's got an item that's supposed to help him do damage, but not against all this armor for Smeb. Well. Blue buff.
Bang has been really uncharacteristic this game. I'm really surprised to see him play so aggressively. He capitalized on the binding on Prey in lane, but after that, dashed forward twice to die, basically.
All right, Dragon 3
Baron
coming in.
is not in Mega Gnar form for very much longer.
And GE Tigers are going to get their second Dragon, it looks like. And now Bengi locked up a little bit by that Event Horizon. Smeb poked out after all that zoning, but GE got what they wanted. Can they get there and defend this mid turret? It looks like they can.
Nobody there to bottle up the choke. Smeb pops his ultimate.
Yeah, he has to now.
Look at that. No
Zoning.
follow-up. That Event Horizon doing a lot of work right there to keep their tower alive. Smeb
This
nearly back at full HP.
Gorilla, I think, is really putting on a clinic for how you should properly play support Veigar. It's not all about catching people 100% of the time with Event Horizon. It's about the zones you can create. And if you catch people with that, great. That's awesome. But
Well,
it's really about helping your team take objectives in this case.
It's also one of those very few abilities that can completely block off choke points, like Victor's W as well, the gravity field or whatever the hell it's called. You can just entirely take away avenues for the other team to walk through, and that's not a very common feature in League of Legends. Karthus Wall of Pain, another one.
A Nivea wall blocks up
Yeah,
a bit.
Nivea Wall. So, but it's a pretty rare ability to be able to do that, and it's also hard CC. That's the big difference as well, is that it just stops you dead, and if you walk into it, you're going to be punished with Rek'Sai knockups and Xerath stuns, and you're just going to get chain CC'd forever, so you really can't even mess with it a little bit.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, Gorilla going Talisman here, so he's building this out a little bit like you would build an Annie.
I love it.
Getting that speed. Yeah, I mean, Event Horizon, it's very similar to how you would drop a Tipper stun as well, too. So I agree completely. This is really great.
All right, now another Giant's Belt. So it looks like the first Giant's Belt went into Warmogs. I was wrong about it being for the Sunfire. This one will probably be for the Sunfire. And with that, Smeb will have that little extra bit of pressure in lane. This Bundo is so scary, though. Smeb has been playing out of his mind this game.
Double Randuins now for GE Tigers. Lee's got one as well. Yeah, what do you do if you're SKT?
Start talking about next game. I mean, honestly, they have to really rely on a major outplay, and this Lucian is just not going to be doing very much damage.
I mean, the fact is that there is a lot of hype about this match, and that hype affects the players too. And so I think after this game, we're going to see both teams kind of calm down and probably see some more measured play from SKT and GE Tigers next game.
Well, GE brought something new to the table today, though, which is, we haven't seen a lot of Mundo from them. We haven't seen a lot of Xerath from them, and we certainly haven't seen support Veigar from them. Meanwhile, Double AD, they've got a new. That's the only new thing I see, but still this composition works in principle the same as a bunch of other stuff they've run.
And GE Tigers going for this Baron. Can SKT get there in time? Check out with that
Kuro
true shot
lost
barrage.
half his HP.
It's a lot of damage. Peekaboo coming in. He's going to throw that Tormentus out. They lock up Smeb for just a little bit. Culling comes through, does a lot of damage. Baron jumping in. Baron will go over to the GE Tigers. Kuro throwing in the ult, gets the kill onto Peekaboo rather. And SKT can't quite catch anyone. They get Lee, but that is about it. And GE sneaks away with that Baron. Now, can SKT get any turrets out of this?
Well, Kuro's still lurking in the mid lane, waiting to use that wave clear. Prey wrapping around the backside also.
Yep.
So trading 1-for-1 in a Baron, certainly looking pretty good for GE Tigers right there.
Yeah, not bad at all.
Got a little hairy at the end, but
that culling was a bit scary, and if Bang had built for more damage, that culling would have probably killed a person or two.
Yeah. He has a Phantom Dancer. He's going to get some decent attack speed off of that. But the big thing, too, is he still doesn't have a Last Whisper.
Yeah, I was thinking, if he had started Infinity Edge or something like that, the more common Lucian build, or even, Trinity Force, it would have been fine. Would have been done more than a Bloodthirster.
Yeah, Ghostblade, I think, probably the best item for that particular scenario. But yeah, he is certainly under-itemized in this game, in spite of starting out very strong. I mean, we do see Prey up a core item. Finally, the Last Whisper done, so we do equalize a little bit, but it's too late. Mundo too scary.
A little bit of damage coming in. And waiting for Smeb. Still doesn't quite have enough for that Sunfire cape, it looks like. I wonder how many hit points he has right now.
Oh, weird. He built Giant's Belt into Cowl.
Yeah.
So he's going for Spirit Visage.
Event Horizon catches Marin, and they're going to do a lot of damage. Look at that poke. He has to get away right now, and here comes the ult from Kuro. Can't quite get him. Bengi trying to zone. He will go down. Faker on the run as well. Lee chasing that one. Smeb just unkillable, eating a full culling almost. Faker trying to get away with that Arcane Shift again. Marin in trouble. Flash over the wall from Smeb. He's going to tank turrets and get out. There's the Event Horizon catching both Bang and Marin. A clean fight for GE Tigers. A double kill for Prey at the end before he goes down to Faker, apparently.
Okay, well, a little over pursuit there on the Faker.
Crazy,
Peekaboo actually manages to escape somehow. He's on the run through the river. Smeb is going to teleport for him.
Yep.
Peekaboo has Mobies, though, so...
I don't know if you're going to catch him. He's going to probably just get himself executed here. Oh, Dark Binding, all right.
Oh, he's going to get out.
Plays for days.
Smeb wasting teleport. All right, GE Tigers, you're getting a little...
This is like one of those horror movies.
Lackadaisical
Don't run up
right
the stairs. Oh, he's recalling. He's in there. You'd think they could hear him, but no. Peekaboo gets out. Wow, you thought Lee Sin could make escapes? You haven't seen Morgana yet.
Moby Morgana, the
That's
queen
right.
of escapes. Well,
Moby boots
Peekaboo,
Morgana. He's got his Zonias, too.
yeah, he does have that Zonias
Nice.
ready to go.
Ready to get killed by Gorilla. And that primordial burst.
Somebody's face checking a bush right there. It's Bengi. Surprise.
It is Bengi. I'm not surprised. He's going to try to use that ult just to get away. He will slow down Smeb just a tad. Dragon is up.
Oh, jeez. This
Faker
Mundo.
trying to poke. With all the
I mean, there's not even a Morel and Amicon to slow this guy down. They have Unignite to deal with his ultimate. That's it.
Here we go. GE Tigers going for another Dragon. Meanwhile, Lucian does take down a turret. The Dragon will go to the GE Tigers. And SKT making a not so hasty retreat. Faker trying to pour damage in. They will catch Smeb with that Dark Binding. Two-Shot Barrage comes through and takes a lot of damage off of Gorilla and Kuro. Faker coming ahead.
Faker's doing so much damage to their back line.
Yeah, he's really trying, man.
This is one of the reasons why I think this mid lane Ezreal is a stronger pickup than the mid lane Jace. Because with Jace, you can just body block the Shock Blast, right?
Yeah.
You're not going to hit the back line unless you can maneuver it in between a couple of champions and really thread the needle with that skill shot. Whereas True Shot Barrage, you can chunk out their back line instantly if you get big enough. And Faker is, he's been doing well. He's been getting kills. He's got the farm necessary in order to really do a lot of damage. So at this stage, even with that Zhonya's Hourglass that Kuro has, he is still taking like 50% HP damage from that one ability.
Shot Barrage coming through again. And look at that, taking a huge chunk out of Gorilla yet again. I almost wonder, too, if Faker would pick up an Iceborne Gauntlet, if they'd be able to handle that Mundo a little bit better, too. The kiting would be pretty decent. And here comes GE Tigers.
Yeah, it's true. That may give them somewhat of a tool, but he's probably not going to buy that considering he already has Trinity Force.
Yeah.
Unless he really changes up his itemization and starts selling some things. Marin coming in right here from the side.
Well, he just finished a Bloodthirster, actually. I saw he had a
he
BF
has
sword.
He has that
Bloodthirster. Yeah. Just pick that up. A little bit of damage coming in for Kuro. Lee's going to clear that top lane. And SKT kind of clinging to life here, but it is looking a bit rough.
Constant poke from both sides. And this has been shockingly action-packed for two poke comps facing each other. I don't even really remember the last time I saw two poke comps have this many kills in a game. Peekaboo looking for the flank right here, along with Marin. Marin is in the Mega Gnar, and look at that. They're going to back off immediately. They want to push up into the top side where they have a big minion wave piled already, courtesy of Lee.
Yep, we're going to see if Bank Sapiti does not have the culling right now. It's going to make it a little bit tougher, but it looks like they've got a minion wave coming.
Still another
just
flank.
in time. Bengi trying to come in, Peekaboo as well. They're going to try to get out of here. The Talisman used by the GE Tigers. Bengi trying to create that zone. There's the culling going through. Marin not really close to Mega Gnar at all, so SKT can't fight this, but they did manage to put GE Tigers on the back foot for a moment.
I'm not even sure how GE knew that SK Telecom was right there. They had no wards in that side of the jungle as far as I can tell, and yet still Kuro laid down the Zeraslow right at the Tri-Brush.
Well, it looks like they have a ward in that try.
They did. They put it down after.
I see. Okay. Oh, they caught Marin. Marin getting that Mega Gnar manages to make it out. Another turret for GE.
That's just good game sense from GE and backing off at exactly the right time. Everybody on the same page. I mean, this team's coordination is just beautiful to watch. They always do so well in team fights, and the way they play the map as a unit is pretty impressive.
I think part of that one, too, is when you see Bang running at you 1v5, you can probably be sure SKT's around somewhere. So here comes the Baron, started by SK Telecom. They're going to back off, though.
But still, that's a rare thing to see. I mean, obviously you back off if Bang starts up there, but you don't also lay down some blind CC in a choke just in case there is somebody coming in. But that's a very good foresight from GE. Oh. That's going to miss.
Swing and a miss. Oh, those minions did not get missed. But they will be missed, those poor minions. All right, well, pressure off of Baron for the moment while the GE Tigers turn down mid. They could just go back to Baron, though, when they sense these recalls.
I think GE Tigers have just hit the next level. They don't even need wards anymore. They just sense where you are on the map.
Apparently, man, they've got like spider sense. Oh, Marin in the middle of the Event Horizon tries to flash for the ult. He didn't hit it. Yep, Marin in big trouble now. Bang. Just trying to do some damage. Marin's getting very, very low. Kuro low as well, too. Faker might be able to finish him off. We'll see. Peekaboo takes a big amount of damage from Kuro's poke. They've saved the tier 2 in mid for the moment anyway.
Kind of what I mean about Marin's Gnar not being quite as impressive as some of the others we've seen, and that's going to be a tower down. Here we come from the side.
Event Horizon doesn't catch anybody, but there goes the turret. True Shot Barrage comes through, doesn't do anything.
Marin's back.
Coming in from the side. Yeah, he's back, but no Mega Gnar. Bengi creates a nice zone, gets a slow prey a bit low. Bang comes in to try to get the kill. Oh, Gorilla comes in with a big Event Horizon to get the stuns. Faker's trying to make plays.
Going nuts.
He gets 2. He won't get any more than that, though. Smeb going low as well, zoning a bit, but Kuro got the kill onto Faker. Looks like SKT is going to be able to win this fight, but it took everything they had.
They can't kill.
Are you kidding me? Snowball slows him down. It's stun him again.
What is this?
Smeb! He finally goes down.
That Gnar has a Blade of the Ruined King, and it took that long to kill Mundo. Faker bailed him out that fight, by the way. He actually laid down a lot of damage onto the side.
I said Smeb there, but it sounded like one of the songs a dog toy makes.
So look at this. I mean, GE plays maybe a little bit too aggressively to get that turret. Prey is, look at Faker coming around the side, waiting for the Event Horizon to go down. Very aggressive on that flash forward. Kuro does pick him off, but Smeb, what the actual hell? His HP regen is huge. You can see him regenerating like 41 a second right there.
This is what you can do with a fed Dr. Mundo, guys.
Disgusting. Took multiple stuns, multiple slows, and nearly a dark binding as well. Marin.
SKT going for this Dragon. Gorilla comes in with that Event Horizon yet again. Lee in there as well. Dragon wondering what's going on. Prey with a lot of damage onto Marin. Who's going to get the Dragon? Looks like it will be SKT. Kuro comes in with the ult though. Bangy dodges it. No kills there. And now SKT has to get out of the pit somehow, some way. Bang's still in there. Bangy tries to take the long way. No flash, so he will have to give his life. But at least he got to take a bite out of the Dragon.
Well, GE fighting that 4v5 as well. Smeb was not up yet, no TP, so now they're going to turn their attention over to the Baron. Lots of wards there for SK Telecom, so they've got that vision under control for the moment. Cleared out, and look at this, GE going straight. They can't do
barrage.
They can't do this, Baron. They can't. They got to back out.
With Bang and Faker, they're going to try it anyway, though. Event Rising trying to create some zone. Marin coming in again. No Mega Gnar. It looks like Baron will go to the GE Tigers, but people low health. Faker gets knocked up. Faker's in trouble. Can he get away? Not quite. Lee getting a kill. There's the Zonias from Peekaboo, trying to help them do some damage onto Lee. Smeb again unkillable. There goes Bang. Wow. There goes Morgana. A double kill for Kuro. That is an ace and a Baron. Only 3 people around to enjoy it for the GE Tigers, but a win is a win.
Wow. Well, I really thought they couldn't do that, Doa, but the Mundo's too huge. Nobody can kill him. Even after he gets that low in a team fight, Faker tried to make a play, took out Gorilla, but couldn't make anything happen after that. Kuro with some great skill shots from the outside in order to get the rest of that team low. GE able to face tank a tower with Smeb. His ultimate's coming back up in just a matter of seconds. And are they actually going to win?
Yeah,
straight up win.
They can. I don't think there's a lot stopping him. Bengi with a full channel ultimate. Boom. Nothing. It did absolutely nothing to Smeb. And that is the end of the game. There goes the Nexus turrets, and in 42 minutes, an absolutely crazy game will end with the GE Tigers being victorious. The crowd's loving it. GG.
43 kills in 42 minutes that game.
Oh, that was awesome.
Insane match.
Oh, best game of the season I've seen yet.
It's pretty damn fun, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Really interesting early game. Both teams just answering cross-map for cross-map with kills. Those global ults coming in from Faker.
Faker still managed to have 400 CS in that game, by the way. 7-4-4.
Wow, Smeb, what a hell of a game on
kidding.
Mundo.
Getting those early kills, man, that really propelled the GE Tigers to victory there. And SKT, I mean, they had a pretty good draft. They played pretty well. It was a good game across the board, but GE Tigers just